All right, so take me through. So your household, there's partying going on in the household. Take me through your dad's role in the household party.
Well, to be honest, the household party thing, I don't know. I wasn't there. My dad went to prison when I was one.
For what? Go back to the, and that's what I'm meaning. No, he does.
He cooked drink, actually, and he was a biker, or is a biker still. But he went to prison because he had half a meth lab and some unregistered weapons in an unregistered vehicle, and they pulled him over. And he had like a couple ounces of crank on him, which nowadays would be known as crystal meth. But I mean.
And have you ever partied with mom?
Yeah, yes, many times. My mom and I get high together still.
Take me through that first experience, age, and that day. Take me through that day.
Well, I was 21, and I had been doing it for a little while already, and I was trying to keep it a secret from her, but she uses too, so she knows. And one day she just said, "Here, do you need some?" And she tossed it to me, and we did a line together, and that was it.
And what's your recovery? What do you think about? Have you ever went through recovery? Have you ever been to rehab?
Never been to rehab per se, but I've gotten clean. All my pregnancies, I've had 4 kids. Every single one of them, I was clean. And when I moved out here, when I first got out here, I was clean for 2 months. Then I fell off the wagon, and I got clean again for another month. And, back and forth.
In that situation, so you mentioned pregnancy. Have you ever been with, and I'm going to use this word because I know the word, a quote-unquote pimp?
I hate the word, but yeah, I have actually. If it wasn't for this quote-unquote pimp, I would never have survived out here.
Okay, so I've often heard this term used. So it's hard for me to say this, right? But there's what would be described as a good pimp and a bad pimp.
Yes,
so,
exactly.
If you understand the streets and what it is that you're going through,
yeah.
You would have to understand it in that way to even understand and use that term.
Yeah.
So describe to me a bad pimp.
Okay, so a bad pimp, of course, would be the abusive one, the one that makes you do it when you don't want to do it. You can't come home when you don't have money. You can't speak to anybody else unless you're working. You are pretty much their slave. You do what they say, and you bring all the money back to them. And if they're lucky, with the bad pimp, they ain't gonna spend it on you. They're gonna go spend it on whatever the fuck they want to spend it on, and send you back out to go make more. But that's probably the gist of a bad pimp. I've never had to deal with it.
So you'd say all the pimps that you've been with have been good pimps? Okay, so
I've only been with one pimp.
Okay. So take me through your boyfriend stalker. Take me through that story.
Okay, so now see, that's the difference. This guy was never a pimp. This guy we call it boyfriend pimping is what it's called. Okay, so boyfriend pimping is when the pimp is the boyfriend at the same time, which does never work. You can't mix business with pleasure. It's never going to work. So it usually just goes downhill. Anyways, this guy was trying to do that with me. And I wasn't feeling it, and I left. He hunts me down, takes me by knife point from Fremont Street, and tells me to walk with him. He has it in my side and tells me I gotta walk with him up into the bus and he takes me all the way to Durango. When we get to Durango, I tell him, "Man, I need a cigarette." He goes over to this car to get a cigarette, and I take off running. I ran so fast. And so I get away from him, and I'm waiting for the next bus to pull up so I can jump on it, and I see him on that bus, so I let that bus go. I jump on the next one, and I follow that bus back to downtown. I get to downtown, and boom, run right back into him, but he doesn't see me, I see him. So I turn around and go the other way. So I'm gone for a few hours, and then I go back to where I seen him at, thinking he's going to be gone, because he never comes to this area unless he's looking for me. So I go back. I'm in the store that I gamble in, and I'm hanging out, and all my friends are there, and we're having fun, and he walks up, tries to take my money out of my hand. I'm like, "What are you doing?" He goes, "This is my money." I said, "No, it's not." So my friends get in his face, which my friends are guys, and my friend Joe, who works there, he's a very large man. He gets into his face, gets my money back, makes him leave. He stands outside 2 hours waiting for me. I had to have a chaperone for like 2 days walking around everywhere. He sees me again on Fremont during, what was it, Super Bowl, I believe. Oh, no. It was, 4th of July. It was the 4th of July, and he sees me there, and he grabs me by my pants, because I'm not very big, and he lifts me up, and he tries to drag me through the crowd on Fremont. He gets me to the Four Queens, and he drags me through the doors, and I'm holding on to the door, and some lady sees us, and she gets in between us, and I take off running. And then he comes again. He's been downtown telling my people that I know, telling them, hey, if I give you money, I'll give you money if you bring her to me. And I'm just like, what is his problem? I'm not with him, and he's just not taking it a no for an answer. I told him I don't want to be with him, to his face, and he's just not having it.
What was, so let's say, if have you ever had a actual physical, what was your most violent, in the streets, what was your most violent experience?
My most violent experience?
Your most violent thing that happened to you personally?
Well, I met this guy at a friend's house of mine. He was good looking, and we decided to start hanging out, right? He was from, like, Illinois. And anyways, he just came into town, and I thought he was cute, so we started fucking and hanging out and running around, getting high together. Well, 3 days into this, he just flips on me. I don't know what happened. He just went crazy on me. Starts talking about how he's gonna kill me. And so now I'm trying to get away from him, and we're walking. And it's the middle of the night, it's like in midnight, and we're walking through this neighborhood, and he finds a bando. And he says, let's go get high in here. So he pretty much makes me go into the bando with him. He has a knife, by the way. He takes me into the bando, we're in there, we're getting high. Next thing I know, he's like, it's all your fault, my life is gonna end, you're over here getting me high. I said, I'm not the one making you do anything. And he started blaming me for his problems, takes the knife out, puts it to my throat, tells me he's gonna slit my throat and wrap me in some plastic wrap that's there and light the house on fire. Nobody would know I was ever gone, because I don't have anybody here in Vegas. So nobody would ever even know, he said. So I begged for my life from like midnight to 5 in the morning, for like 5 hours. He punched me a few times. He choked me out from behind, pulled down my pants, said he was gonna rape me in my ass, then pulled them back up, said I wasn't worth it. Threatened to hit me with a 2x4. And then, by God's grace, I have no idea how or why this happened, but he sat down against the wall across the room from me, and it's dark, but all I can hear is him talking about how he's gonna kill me, and then it goes quiet. And I look over, and he's sleeping. So I took off. I even left my phone behind and everything. Like, I just took off running. I haven't seen him since, but I heard he was asking about me downtown a few times, but I think he left town, though, because he was scared I was probably gonna go to the police.
In your opinion, so let's say in your line of work and doing dates, what do you believe is the one thing that they could do to help you guys? Because a lot of the stuff that happens to y'all is because it's in the shadows, right?
Yeah.
So what's the one thing that you believe that they could do to make it more safe for you?
I don't know, more streetlights? No. We need better places we could go do things. Like, no, I don't know. As far as that goes, there's no real safe way to do it. I really don't think so. Because whether it's in the light or it's in the dark, if they're going to do it, they're going to do it. You really don't have any say-so of what they're going to do, really. I mean, once you get in that car with them or you leave with them, you're pretty much with them. So as far as I go, I don't think there's any way to make it safe, really. Unless they legalize it and make it lawful. Like, it's not...
Absolutely. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Of course.
And have a good night.
You too.